let's talk about ARC, that stands for Authenticated Received Chain. So we know that the email authentication helps validate mails sent to and from your organization to prevent spoofing and phishing, but there are some legitimate email services that might modify the messages before they are delivered to your environment. And modifying inbound messages in transit can and likely cause the email authentication failures in Microsoft 365. So it can fail SPF because of the new message source IP address. It can fail DKIM because of content modification, and DMARC might fail because of SPF and DKIM failures. To overcome this, you can configure your Microsoft 365 organization to trust the service that modified the message and to use that original information in email authentication check. Let's take a look through these diagrams here that contrast mail flow and the effect on email authentication results with and without a trusted ARC sealer. So let's assume that in both these diagrams, Microsoft is using a trusted email service that modifies inbound traffic, but this modification will definitely result in the authentication failure if we do not use the ARC sealer. So in the first case, if you see that email was sent from the sender here and it routed through on-premise and third-party environment, and at the EOP level you notice that the SPF failed because it was not the intended IP the email was sent from, and the content was modified at the third party, so it failed DKIM. Now, because both SPF and DKIM failed, the DMARC also failed in this particular case, and the email went to junk, quarantine, or was rejected based on the action. Now, if we have a trusted ARC sealer in picture, though SPF, DKIM and DMARC will fail, but ARC will pass and hence the email will be delivered to the inbox. How we exactly do this is we take the previous email headers and look for ARC signature that has the value D equals to some domain, and we add that intermediate domain to the ARC trusted sealer list there in the Microsoft 365 Defender portal. Now the question might arise, like, what exactly happens here? So the intermediate domain does the authentication checks like SPF, DKIM and DMARC, and it adds the result of those checks to ARC header along with the ARC signature. And when the recipient receives that email along with SPF, DKIM and DMARC checks, ARC checks are done against trusted intermediaries to authenticate the emails. And since we add the intermediate domain as the trusted ARC sealer, hence the authentication will pass. Also, if you want to see if there is an ARC seal from a service before the message reaches Office 365, you can check the message header for the latest ARC headers after the message was delivered. So in the ARC authentication results, you can look for this value that says ARC equals to pass, ODA equals to 1. These values indicate that the previous ARC has been verified and trusted, and the previous pass result can be used to override the current DMARC failure. And to check whether the ARC result was used to override a DMARC failure, look for compauth equals to pass, reason equal to 130 in the latest authentication results header. Now let me show you how you can add the trusted ARC sealers there in Microsoft Defender portal. To add a value to the trusted ARC sealer, you need to first analyze the message header and collect the domain information from ARC header. And once you have that domain information, you can just go to the Defender portal, and under email authentication settings, you can click on ARC and then add that ARC sealer domain over here. And that's it. Now let's conclude what we have learned so far. So we had a detailed discussion about SPF, DKIM, DMARC and ARC, and how these email authentication techniques help protect email communications and prevent fraud and abuse. So by implementing these techniques on the email server, one can help ensure that the messages are delivered to your recipients' inboxes and your domain is protected for abuse. So that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Kindly do subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you're notified about my forthcoming videos. Stay connected and have a great rest of your day.